Hello, everybody. Welcome to the next session of From Nothing, Lorna's story. We're going to pick up right where we left off in the morning after Lorna dreams, casting Dream to Remus Megere, a.k.a. Lord Balin Cross, a.k.a. her father?
My papa.
And so, in the morning, you are being hugged by Anscombe.
Mm-hmm.
It is like 10 in the morning as you slept in a little bit from the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And what do? You awaken in the guest bedroom of Mykex Manor.
Woo. She's got, she had finished her teleportation circle scroll last night. She is gonna go and find her party, presumably congregating together somewhere in the house.
Yeah, it's not too hard to find. Everyone seems to be kind of like grouping up in the den.
Isn't that the one that was connected to the teleportation room?
Yes, the teleportation room is
remember.
kind of hidden behind this room. Not actually hidden, like it's fairly easy to find, but you have not heard back from the Merry Guard as to Tabernac's preparations to allow you to teleport.
Persh said it would take a day at minimum, so Lorna assumes that she sent it at like 5 or 6 p.m.
Yeah.
The scroll work, so she assumes that's at the minimum when she'll see it again.
I will say you know not to preemptively try and teleport.
Yes, I don't want to do anything that would destroy us.
Yeah.
Teleport us to the wrong place, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm. So your party is all kind of grouped up in the den. It's a comfortable room. And it's clear someone has been going around and prestidigitating. Probably Norre. Or maybe Anscombe, or some cleaning has been happening because the cushions on the couches are no longer laden with dust. It already smelled pretty fresh in here, just from the various enchantments in the room. But now the window has been opened and cool, almost wintry air has been passing into the den and up through the hearth. A small fire is occupying said hearth, but it's not aggressive. It's not chilly, but it's cool in the den right now. And as you enter with Anscombe behind you, everyone kind of looks up. Morning!
Sorry, I slept in. I was working up late to make sure that the spell was ready to go when we needed it.
We
Did I
figured
miss
it'd be
anything?
something like that. No, we've all just kind of... and Thierry, like, leans to the side table, and he picks up a plate of what look like kind of like hotcakes, but they're clearly not hot anymore. And he said, I tried using the kitchen this morning.
Yeah.
There wasn't a lot in there that was worth, like, eating, but there was flour, and we ran and got eggs, so here. And he holds out a
Good
plate
job.
of hotcakes to you.
Thank you. She'll Presty it warm.
Yeah. It doesn't solve the slight sponginess that has become of them, but they still taste fine.
How good are they?
Well, let's find out.
He was talking about being excited about the kitchen.
They are very plain. They're very ordinary. They're made with literally like 3 ingredients.
Sure.
That being said, each one is like exactly golden brown. They're almost uniform in size. It's clear he knows how to cook. They taste...
Just hasn't had the opportunity, the tools, or the ingredients.
Yeah, they taste good. You do gain some temp HP if you eat them.
Whoop.
Let's see how much. Okay. You gain 10 temporary...
Can you pause it for a second?
Yeah.
Oh. Thank you.
Okay, so we're back. Yeah, you gain 10 temporary HP if you consume the hotcakes.
I absolutely do.
Anscombe is also handed a plate. Oh, thanks. This is a nice change.
not having to look over our shoulders or hurry off to somewhere is a definite nice change.
We still have to look over our shoulders. Come on.
I know, but this place is very well protected. At the very least, I can kind of relax, even if it's not advisable.
I think where we are, the rich side of Malachor, an assassin would have to be pretty bold to try and make a big move in a place like this.
I also think we were so kind of like swift in getting here, and I know we walked out recently looking as ourselves, but we spent most of the time here in disguise. She might not even know we're here. For now.
Don't assume anything like that. We
I know.
gotta
Actually,
assume that her information is better than we think it is.
to that point, I will say they didn't know you were a paladin, according to Cotter. So
That's pretty
that was good.
recent, and I also wasn't flexing that shit everywhere.
Agreed. And to that point, I did want to talk to you guys about master-related shenanigans as we prepare to go back to Farum.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this. What's next?
So last night, I did try a new spell, and I think
The
it went
whole
very
party
well.
looks at each other like, great.
And listen, I ran it by Anscombe, and he said it was a good idea. So it's not like I just did this without consulting anyone.
Yeah, but I mean, he's whipped. Excuse me? Oh,
I've
come
never
on.
whipped him.
No, not whipped. Whipped. I mean, like,
Oh,
he'll do whatever he can do to make you happy because you're sleeping with him.
that's not the only reason.
Yeah, Tier, maybe watch yourself. Hey,
Uh,
I get
all
it.
right,
I've been whipped before. It's fine.
settle down, boys, girls, anyone in between. I used Dream last night to talk to my dad.
Hold on. Okay. Tier, Tier and Nore both go, oh, that was a good call. And Lilith and
Right?
Skolna
Thank
are
you.
like, what does that mean?
So when I was unconscious on the Silver Express, while they were ambushing us, I had been put into a dream, which something the master has used before. I guess it's like a favorite way of kind of effective long distance communication. You can have a conversation unlike ascending, where you have so many limited words. You can actually be there and talk to each other, and you can hurt them if you're so inclined. That was obviously not my purpose. I wanted to talk to my dad and finally kind of set the record straight outside of a very brief messages back and forth. And I think we've gotten the most important parts established in that I was completely mistaken when I ran away, and I was manipulated to run away in the first place. And it was all at the hands of the master. Shocker. She's not a good person.
Could have told you that.
Yeah, anyone could have told me that, but I knew she wasn't a good person, but I didn't think she had like single-handedly, well, single-handedly isn't quite accurate, but she'd masterminded the misunderstanding between my dad to get us separated, to manipulate his finances for material gain, I suppose, um, and to use me as a tool. Great stuff. So we cleared the air there, and I'd like to talk to him more in person, but the moral of the story is, or the long and short of it, is that when we go to Farum, we need to catch. Uh, she's not really the master's right hand, but she's someone the master has used to manipulate. Is my governess Fionn, who I've talked about before, but previously I was like, I need to message her because I'm afraid that she's in danger.
I
But
remember that. I remember you talking about that.
she's never been in danger. She's always been working for the master first and foremost, and anything that she's ever done to help me is to hinder or hurt me directly. So
You're sure about this?
I'm I mean, I know I kind of ran with it when I made my assumptions about my dad in the first place, but she helped steer that narrative. I am fairly certain that there was no one else who could have done the kind of to accomplish this goal than her in my life. But I do have Zone of Truth. My point is, when we go to Ferrum, I need to isolate her. I need to draw her somewhere that we can catch her, basically. And if she's innocent or there's more to the story, I'll figure that out. And if she isn't, she has valuable information about the Master.
Right, and because she's not an undead or anything like that, tricks like Magic Circle won't work.
Right. I could put other spells in a glyph of warding. It doesn't have to be Magic Circle. Maybe I could learn like Hold Person. Or we could just do this the old-fashioned physical way and get her to a location and then just hog tie her, you know.
That's what I'm a fan of.
Yeah. So that's an option. I think she doesn't know that my dad and I have cleared the air with each other. And I think that's crucial because if she did, she would know that her jig is up. He's pretending that he still doesn't know why I left, and he's none the wiser to her hand and everything. And I'm still pretending I don't know why or what his true intentions were. So when I go there, I was thinking about sending her a message saying, hey, I need to talk to you before I confront my dad because I'm scared, or I need your backup or something like that to get her.
Is there a chance that he's not as good a deceiver as you might think he is? Is there a chance she might see through it?
I think there's always a chance of that, but he seemed confident that he didn't give anything away. We can't guarantee it, but I have to trust that what he believes is true.
Sure.
And if it isn't, and I send this message and she already knows the jig is up, she'll run or she'll show up and be ready for the ambush, but either way, we can't expect the plan to go perfectly.
Right, so the worst case scenario is she's tipped off, in which case, the Master knows that Fion's cover's blown.
And that I know about my dad, and we're not at odds anymore, and she can't use that against me.
Why? I have a question that doesn't really get answered here.
Sure.
Why do all this in the first place? Why do this to you and Lord Cross, your dad? Why do this to both of you? It seems like it was quite an elaborate plan, at least from my perspective. Why go that far? Why not just, steal the daughter and ransom? That's the old way to do it.
I can't answer that perfectly. I don't know. I couldn't say for certain, but I can make assumptions. My assumption is that her manipulating the relationship between my dad and I was for financial gain or some other material boon, because that seems to be her driving force, is getting ahead in life. Whether it's establishing contracts or selling contraband or just stealing,
Sure.
Or using forced labor like she did with me and Lilith. Could have been anything. Maybe she read a Doors book. I don't know how she knew about it or how she could find it, but I know she did. Maybe she thought that she could have access to Adora's power if she manipulated me in some way, and maybe that was something that she was interested in. That's just something that we can't answer until we talk to her. And even then, and her, I mean the Master, even then, she might not ever tell us the truth. She might die with that knowledge that we'll never find out.
I see. All right, so right now...
I do know she wronged us.
Yeah, I mean, that's the easy part.
Yeah.
And Tyr is, considering it. Whereas Lilith says, the Master is a professional at manipulating people.
Yeah.
She's the worst person I know. And that she learns exactly what buttons to push to get you to do exactly what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
Hearing all this, and knowing what she did to me and my sister, it makes me think Lorna wasn't really her target. it makes me think your dad was.
Yeah, maybe they have a history, or he did something to her and isn't even aware of it, or
Maybe he had something
anything.
she wanted.
He has a unique interest in forged. Maybe he knew something that she found valuable, or had something that she would find valuable or unique or something. I don't know. It could be anything.
Yeah, I don't know either. It might be about Forged, but she never gave a shit about my dad's the Noish box things. Never came up. So, I don't know. But I do know that it's never as simple as it looks.
Now, I'm certain it's not just a straightforward answer. I'm sure it's a layered thing with her. And ultimately, I'm curious too, but it doesn't matter why she did it. We just know she did.
I mean, bitch is gonna die one way or the other.
Exactly. So, I would like to hear your guys' thoughts on how to get Theon, because she has valuable information, whether it's where the master tends to hide, locations for safe houses, other forward plans that the master might have that she's acting on. Who knows?
Why not use the same hotel room that you offed that dude in?
Lorna kind of like looks ashamed and sad, but just sighs and nods. That's an option. Yeah, we could get her.
It was quiet. It's by the docks. You know.
It is. It is in a place of business, so if anything happens, it could be a little awkward.
Well, I mean, if anything happens, right. You fucking killed someone in there last time you were there.
Quietly. And there was no chance he was going to run away. He was paralyzed, and I had to just stab him to death. It was horrible. Thanks for making me relive that, by the way, Lilith.
We've killed lots of people.
I know, but he didn't deserve that. I mean, I don't know what he did, but he didn't do anything to me.
Okay, well, sorry for
Lorna looks
opening
like
an
she's
old
having a
wound.
very bad time.
Not my intention. I thought it would just be a
I
nice,
know.
discreet place.
I know. I think that maybe we could do a little more subtle than that, because if there's a whole bunch of us and Fion's in there and she catches wind that we're trying to pin her down, she could. I feel like collateral is something that we need to be concerned about.
I
Although,
do have a favor owed to me by the Underscales.
who? The what?
The Kobold Kingdom that lives underneath Farum.
Oh, Skolna mentioned them.
Yeah. The Underscales. It's a whole kingdom down there.
Okay. How do you think that could come into play here?
Well, if we get to a place that the Underscales consider their territory, I could have a conversation with a few of their, scouts and such, see if they might be willing to help us apprehend someone that's wronged us. They might just want a little bit of gold in recompense, and then, I don't know if you know this. Oh, kobolds are legendary trappers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you think we might be able to utilize some of their more physical means of
Literally
doing
trapping her. Yeah.
Oh.
We just have to find a place that they find as common ground that they're willing to, exercise a little bit of illegality and,
Well, I imagine that if this undercroft of Farum is,
The
as
Underscales.
I have been told, yes, the Underscales, that's their own, like up topside rules are not theirs,
Well, they follow the law.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lot of kobolds down there, but they don't want to have the city guard coming down to clean them out.
Sure. Sure.
They're just as intelligent and civilized as anyone above ground. Look, I'm sorry. I'm quick to leap to their defense because a lot of people assume kobolds are just feral little shitheads. But
my first friend when I arrived in Farum off ship was a kobold. You don't have to see that they're excellent people.
Oh, what's his name? Her name? Their name?
His name, and it was Echo. Can I roll a history check? This was like 2 years ago. Sorry. Can I roll a history check? I'm not like stupid.
Yeah, go ahead.
Lorna's a genius. 16? I can even go to my notes.
I think you should go to your notes.
Huh?
I think you should go to your notes.
I started taking notes after that session. I think session 5 is where my first notes take place.
Well,
But
you don't recall.
17 was like, oh, you dickhead.
DC was 20.
Oh! I'm not going to use my boon on this. Lorna kind of looks a little embarrassed after saying, like, my first friend was a kobold and then not remembering his name. So she's going to lie. And she's going to say, Charles.
Could you have maybe chosen a slightly kobold-sounding name?
Chars.
Right, okay. You can roll a deception, but he doesn't believe you.
But I want to see if the other party members believe me.
Sure. Okay. Mostly everyone else is just watching this interaction with a slight amusement on their face.
I rolled a 26.
You lie really well.
But
Tiara is just, he's just flat-faced looking at you like, right, okay. Well, let me do the talking.
Yeah, that's fine.
At least in this case.
Okay with that.
We will, I mean...
So do you think you could, like, when we get back to the Marigard proper through the teleportation circle, you kind of slip out, meet with the kobolds, talk about the shared space?
I mean, we can all meet with the kobolds. They're good.
Well, I don't want to take any chances of Fiancé skulking around before meeting her. You know what I mean?
They have accesses to the Undercroft literally everywhere.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there's an access right behind the Marigard Academy, like right outside the courtyard.
Earlier, before I say things that aren't necessary.
I don't want to cut you off. That's just rude. I don't want to be like, no, stop, you dumb bitch. We can always go out the back.
Okay, well, that would have gotten your point across. Okay, fine. We can all meet the kobolds and talk about this, and maybe even just wait down there for her.
Well, the thing is, if we're all conveying the importance of this, it's more likely that the kobolds will understand, you know, the severity of the situation. Because
sure, I'm fine with that.
I don't know if you know this about kobold culture. They care a lot less about what you say and a lot more about what you do.
I didn't know.
Yeah, they don't really trust anyone by what they say. But once you prove yourself by what you do, then you might become, you know, an ally.
Sure. Yeah, sure. Fine. But that sounds like a good way to solve this problem.
Well, it might be a way to get some allies in capturing a very slippery individual.
Slippery, yes. I will let you all know that she has rogue-like abilities as far as I'm aware. Maybe more, but at minimum.
Skolna speaks up, and she says, the more people we have, then the better. The more blocked exits, the more limited passageways, the more likely we are to catch her.
The benefit being, some of you, she kind of looks more specifically at Tiara and Skolna, know the layout, presumably, and she would have no idea if she's trying to run from us. She wouldn't know which paths to take or which ones are blocked off.
It is a bit labyrinthine down there, so...
Good word.
Thanks. It was in my calendar.
Today?
Yeah. It's not true. It's not that hard a word. Anyway, I think this is the right approach. If we can get her into a place that's maybe not actually in the Undercroft, but adjacent, so that the kobolds are willing to help us. Because they don't really like working out in the daylight, whether it be during the day or not.
I do know that. I learned that when I met Chars.
That's not his name. I guarantee it. Anyway.
On accident when I first met him.
It's not that important. Look. I think with the help of some allies above and under the law, catching this individual is not going to be a problem. Do you know, like, is she human, elf?
It's a halfling.
Halfling. Great.
Lorna can she'll summon like a minor image of her so that they all know what she looks like.
Okay. As you do, there is like a moment of like you get the impression that everybody sees this halfling, and you see that Tier and Skolna both like wince a little bit. And Tier says, "Halfling's a problem.
Why?
They're
Because
slippery.
she's small.
Yeah, they can get out of.
She's built for the role, right?
Well, they can get out of most, situations better than a full-size person can.
Well, we have to assume she has made it so far in the master's employ because she's good at what she does, and I'm sure she's just built different.
Right.
Theon Lancaster, if that is her real name, is who this person is.
When you create the image, everyone sees this person up here.
Oh, she's cute. How could she betray me?
Like this. But when the illusion goes away, the party all kind of... It seems like everyone's kind of in agreement as to the course of action.
Okay. Let's say it works. Whether problems arise or not. We nabbed her. She's secured. What kind of questions are we asking? I can use Zone of Truth, which I think will be pivotal because she'll know she can't lie to us. So if she chooses not to answer a question, we know that she is, would rather lie about it.
Where is the master's safe ground?
Yeah. Of the places like where does she tend to be? Or what does she consider safe? Or that kind of thing. That's a good question.
Let's see. When is the master alone?
She pulls out her sketchbook and writing things down. Okay.
Who are you to her?
Who is Fion to the master?
Yeah.
How much does she know about, like... Is that too vague?
The problem is, yeah, she'll be in a zone of truth, but she can just be like, a lot.
That's not very specific, you're right. Who are the groups who specifically is hunting us down, if she knows? Like, general idea, but we don't know, like, how many groups, or is that not useful information?
We know lots of people are. We have to close the bounty.
Oh, I want to know if she knows that we were in Malachor.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Because then we know if this house is secure to kind of like pop into. Because we have a teleportation in it, she'll basically never know when we like enter Malachor unless we're spotted in the city.
We could always ask, where have we been?
Okay. That's a good question. I want to know why... Well, I have some personal question to ask her. So Lorna kind of like quickly scribbles a personal question that she adds to the list. That's not like helpful to the master questions, but it's something that Lorna wants to know.
I mean, Lady Vengeance over here seems to have the right go of it.
It's true.
Aside from like what you personally want to know, we really need to know where the master takes shelter.
And when.
Yeah.
Okay, so say we ask our questions, and we get answers, or as many as that we can get out of her. Then what? what's the right thing to do.
This is on you to decide. But
I know.
I would kill Fionn.
I know that's the right thing to do.
She's
Because
dangerous.
if she escapes, she goes and tells the master. Well, would that really be something that she could do? Because if she went and said, I've told them everything, I think the master would just kill her, right?
I would expect so. Unless
Do you
she
know what the
really
master
values
taught me?
Fionn. What?
The master taught me that she doesn't give second chances.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't think the master values anyone, truly. I think that if she thought Fionn's skills were useful, she would just find someone else who can do the same thing.
What are you thinking then, Lorna?
I think she kind of looks at the particular question the personal one that she wrote down, and then looks back at the group and she says, I think it depends on how she answers this question of mine, what I do with her.
It's your vendetta.
I think that I won't really know what I want to do with her until we get her and we hear what she has to say. So, probably kill her. That's the smart thing to do, but I don't always do the smart thing.
You could always hand her over to the guard, I guess.
She'd break out. Well, when I had a dream with my dad last night, I told him that I would let him know if I thought we needed him for the capture of her, but I don't think he'll necessarily be needed to accomplish this.
What might be a good call is once we've had a conversation with the Underscales, figure out a place, you should send a message to Fionn and be like, hey, I don't know where Pops is. Can we meet and talk so I can avoid him or whatever? And
Right.
then say, I know
Can you
this.
step away?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He does have. I don't really know about my dad's combat abilities. I'm sure he would try to defend himself, but I don't think he'd be really useful in a fight. But he does have a seasoned bodyguard that he brings with him pretty much everywhere that could potentially be useful.
You mean for capturing Fionn or for
I don't know.
protecting your Pops?
Well, maybe he should just stay with my dad then. I was just thinking. Well, and then if we pulled Fionn and she saw Keen leave, that'd be weird. So you're probably right that he should just stick with my dad.
Do you trust him?
Keen?
I guess, if that's his name.
He's been working with my dad for a long time.
Longer than
you know
Fionn?
how- No. Like I said, Fionn basically raised me from a very small child. I don't think anyone's been with my dad.
I think it's important to know if maybe. I think it's important to know if Fionn started as an agent for the Master or became one.
Oh, that is I've always assumed after finding this out that she started that way because of her skill set, but maybe she learned it. Okay, let me write that down.
She might have always had, the skills. She just might not have had the motivation until the Master got to her. I could be wrong. It's just a worthwhile question.
I think so. She writes that down.
If she does reveal that she was, converted, then I suspect learning when that happened will be wise, to see if there's maybe, any other double agents in your father's employ or company.
Ooh.
It also might be worth just asking if anybody else who works for the Master is in your father's company.
Yeah. So I know I shouldn't make any assumptions, but I would believe that most of the four employ are mostly because been the reason that they could be forged, and usually it was because they were in dire straits.
Right.
I imagine that garners some sort of for most people.
Yeah, the loyalties, it's not hard to come by when you've literally given them a new life.
Right. So I wrote down when did you enter the master's employ, before, after working with my dad. I also put, how did the master know about Atlantis's journal? And if there are any other double agents in my father's employ. I think those are good questions.
I think that's all the bases I can think of.
And anything else will just come up organically as she answers them. If we can get her to answer them, she could just be silent, but hopefully I can demand some answers out of her, whether it's persuasion or physical.
I think when it comes to suggestions, we might have some means of which to pull answers out of her.
Do you think that you could just suggest that she answers all her questions the way that spell could work?
It might take a few tries.
But if we can secure her properly, it doesn't matter how long it takes.
Correct.
That's really good to know, Nori. Oh, okay. I think that's about all we can plan for, really.
I do
Which
have to
means,
ask,
go ahead.
does the Marigard know?
Ow.
I mean, Fionn, all of this.
No. Do you think we should tell him? I mean,
No.
she kind of looks surprised at how immediate that answer was. Why do you think so?
You and Lilith were both agents of the Master, and you were
Mhm.
infiltrating the Marigard Academy.
It's true, but we owned up to it.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean every agent of the Master owned up to it.
Oh. I didn't even think about there being more.
We don't know where all the leaks are, Like, there could be people we wouldn't even consider
You're right.
that are
That's a
on the
really good point.
Master's take.
Keeping our plan tight. Fewer people.
Yeah.
You make a good...
I manage it sometimes.
Yes, you do. Okay. And I'll let my dad know to just sit tight.
A moment. So, as you kind of discuss this plan out amongst your allies, and you have a good idea as to your questions, Skolna kind of pipes up and says, "You mentioned you were going to identify a bunch of the things we found."
That's right. We have to do that, and we're also going to do that legend lore on that ring, so it can happen in any order you really want it to.
Skolna shrugs. And then Norre looks at you, and Norre says, "You mean I'm going to Legend Lore, or do you have it now?"
I don't have it.
All right, I could share I can share the vision with you, but I just have to know if that's what's happening and when.
I mean, I'd like to see it, but that's ultimately up to Skolna. Legacy.
Skolna looks at the two of you, and then she just says, "Items first."
Okay, need some prep time?
Mental. She says,
That's exactly what
she has a mug that you don't know where it came from as she sips from it.
Okay, yeah, sure. We can definitely identify those items. There's plenty to go. How about we just bring them all down here so we can get comfy and you guys can watch me
work my magic.
Skolna nods,
All
and
right.
then she gestures out, and Tyr follows her. They're off to go collect the things.
Lorna will set up her little drawing circle with like chalk on the floor.
As you're doing that, Lilith watches you work, and she says, "What are you expecting to find here in these things?"
And these items?
Yeah.
Well, some of them pinged as magic. Bare minimum, they're probably +1 weapons. Some of the necklaces, I believe, were also magic. We had the stuff that we got off of Carcerix and his partner. So those are definitively something special. Some things that he didn't even seem to be able to get to use before we turned him to dust.
Okay. I meant, are we expecting to, is it maybe a curse? Is what I'm worried about?
Well, I don't know.
We don't know the whole story about this place.
We don't. I like to think I'm pretty careful. I picked up all of Carcerix's belongings with Mage Hand. Granted, they just walked off to go get. So she has Carcerix's stuff. She'll like dump it out of her bag next to her and not touch them.
Okay.
I don't know why Skolna's family would hold items they could have. I guess we're gonna find out. We know what to do with cursed items, I think. Find a cleric.
As that happens, they show up with the weapons and stuff in their hands, and
She'll actually look at both of them and say, "Do either of you feel different after having touched any of those items? Like there was even a moment where you're like, huh, that felt a little funny."
roll an insight check.
Okay. Maybe I should have gotten them. 22.
Skolna is blushing a little bit, and Tyr looks a little flushed. You think they were making out?
Okay.
As you ask the question, Tyr just says, "Nope, I think we're fine." And Skolna nods.
You look a little flushed. Are you feeling all right?
Tyr opens his mouth to say something, and Skolna says, "I kissed him."
Now Lorna looks flushed because she didn't expect her to answer so directly. Okay, that's probably not curse related. You can just drop that stuff in front of me.
They do so. Tyr has this very goofy smirk because he didn't expect Skolna to answer directly either. And
Skolna just looks on me.
Skolna just looks unperturbed. Yeah. Okay, what are you identifying first?
Let's start with Carcerix's stuff.
Okay, from that, what are you identifying first?
Let me see what I wrote down. That he has. Scrolling is hard. I'll just do an order of what I got. So bracers with daggers.
Okay. You identify that. It is not cursed. You learn it is, firstly, it is an armband that has conjuration magic bound to it. Mm-hmm. And as you go through the steps of identifying, you learn it is an armlet of vicious blades. This armband appears to have thin daggers strapped to it. As an action, you can pull up to 2 magic daggers from the bracer and immediately hurl them, making a ranged attack with each dagger. A dagger vanishes if you don't hurl it right away, and the daggers disappear right after they hit or miss. The armband never runs out of daggers. Attacks with the daggers from this armband gain a +1 to attack and damage. Each dagger is considered a magical weapon and deals an additional 1d4 magical slashing damage.
Lorna finishes saying that, and she looks at Skolna. That would benefit you, I think. I think that could benefit
she
plenty
nods.
Of people here.
Skolna nods immediately.
It was Carcerix's. If that doesn't bother you, it's absolutely all yours.
Skolna looks around at the party, and as she is, Nori says, "Take it, girl! You're the one that throws daggers. Come on." And Skolna just kind of blushes and takes the armlet.
She makes a good point. Okay. Then his rapier.
There was a rapier from the house and also a rapier from Carcerix, if I recall.
We're doing Carcerix's stuff first.
Okay, so Carcerix's rapier, you identify it, it is a rapier plus 2.
Oh! +2. Who needs a +2 rapier? I'm sure Lilith could use it. I'm sure Norite could use it. Skolna has the Frost brand. I don't know.
Yeah. Lilith says, well, my weapons are... I could use a +2. My little short sword here is a little bit... It's struggling to keep up with what we're running
It's all
against.
yours.
Are you all right with that? She says as she looks at Norrie, and Norrie just says, you're in the front line way more than I am, so I take it. I'm sure there's going to be something else that I can scrounge up some use for. And frankly, a weapon in both hands is less effective on me than it is you. Lilith nods as she takes the it's an ornate, finely made rapier. And you see she like takes the short sword of wounding that really has been struggling to be effective and basically puts that away and fits the rapier into the scabbard where it was.
Okay. He has a Rod of the Pact Keeper, presumably. An ornate short rod.
You identify it?
Yes.
It is a Rod of the Pact Keeper +3.
Whoop. Oh.
Yeah.
Lorna looks so pained because she has this stupid proof against detection taken up. Lorna looks at the rest of her party and she's like, I really want to use this.
You know that would be a mistake.
And I really want to use this. Tell me it's okay.
Lilith just shakes her head. You know better.
Stamps her foot. I don't.
Good fucking God. Could you get more petulant?
I could kill the master with this rod. I don't need this.
Tell you what,
defense.
when we go and ambush her, then you equip that rod and you can take off the amulet for the rest of your life.
He looks so petulant is the right word. She puts it away in her bag. I need to find that tattoo artist so she can get
an extra attunement slot.
Yep. Let me add the Pact Keeper. Oh my god, the +3. Oh, that's so bad.
He didn't get to use much of his spells because, you know, the circle really screwed him over. Okay.
That's all of Carcerix's stuff.
There's some nodding. And then you have the necklaces and another rapier, I believe. Go ahead. What are you starting with?
Did you hear me?
No. Okay. You lied again. Say it again.
Sorry. The weapons.
Which one?
I don't know. You didn't tell me what they were.
So there was one rapier that seemed to really stand out as magical. They all had like a hint of magic, but one of them was clearly more powerful.
Okay, that one.
What I'm saying is you can tell at a glance that most of the weapons in the rack were +1s.
Okay.
The rapier...
Can you just tell me how many so I can sell them?
A longsword +1, a scimitar +1, 2 rapiers +1 each. And then this rapier is the one you're about to identify.
Okay. That one then.
You learn this rapier is a rapier of grace. You have a +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with this magic weapon. This beautiful rapier seems to dance in the hand, as if eager to strike powerful thrusts at each opportunity. When the wielder successfully hits a target with this rapier, they may immediately make another attack against that target using no additional attack actions. If the first attack is a critical hit on the target, the additional attack is also a critical hit. It is not
this
attunement.
Is the one. Oh, this is the one found in Mykex Manor, right?
Yes.
Lorna just like She does like a flourish and like offers it to Skolna, like in the palms of her hands. Like, this is better than the Frost brand, and it's your family's.
As you're looking at it, it's clear there is a symbol of an M in the hilt, like emblazoned and brilliantly made on it. And Skolna looks at it, and then she takes it from you. As she feels it in her hands and how light it is and how easy to move, it's crazy how nimble the rapier looks. Like, it's not attunement, so immediately its effect is, it's like trying to riposte and parry nothing. It's just incredibly fast. And Skolna, just a smile spreads across her face as she swishes it around in the air. And then Skolna looks at Nore, and she withdraws the Frostbrand from her belt and holds it out to her. And Nore says, "That's a good trait. I'm happy with that." Rapiers galore around here. So I'm adding the Rapier of Grace to Skolna's inventory. And I'm adding a Frostbrand Rapier to Nori's inventory. Okay. You see Skolna, like, is rubbing her thumb along that emblem in the pommel of the rapier as it's in her belt. And she just keeps looking down at it.
It was meant for her.
She definitely seems affected. Then you continue on to identify the necklaces. One of them is like this, it looks like a gold chain with a very thick, round medallion on it. You learn that one is an amulet of health.
Okay.
It is attunement. It's a rare item. It increases the wearer's constitution score to 19.
She'll look at the party. Does anyone think they can benefit from using this?
Let me look
Anyone
at
have
the
the
party's
attunement
attunement slots.
Yeah.
I'm not sure there's room.
Right? If Lorna can't use the Rod of Pack Caber, she's not gonna fucking use the
Yeah, the
Amulet of
party is
Hope.
not. Yeah, the party's not trying to drop the detection. Hold on, a moment.
Grumble.
Anscombe doesn't need it. He has a good con.
No.
Hold on. I think Skolna might actually be able to use it.
That'd be cute.
Skolna, like,
That's from her family.
yeah, Skolna, like, reaches up to, like, as she's handing the Frostbrand rapier out towards Nore, she, like, looks over and she just says, "I can use it."
It's all yours.
She takes the amulet of health and shucks it on, bumping Skolna's con from a 14 to a 19.
Nice.
The next necklace. Hold on. All right. Is a clockwork amulet.
Okay.
That one can
think
be
I know what that
invoked
does.
once a day to turn a roll, like negate anything about a roll and turn it into a 10 for an attack roll.
Just an attack roll?
Let me make sure that's correct. When you make an attack roll wearing the amulet, you just choose to make a 10 instead of
That's
rolling
neat.
a d20. It's
I don't
not
think that's
attunement.
worth replacing anything. Oh! Well. That changes things. Does anyone... An attack roll. Who
Yes.
it should go on a fighter. So, Laura's gonna give that to Anscombe.
All right. He puts it on.
Here you go.
Those are the two necklaces that you found.
Okay. And I think there was a ring that wasn't the wedding ring.
Yes, there was a ring.
Yeah, necklaces and a ring. All right.
The ring has an emblem of the M on it.
Ooh.
It is a ring of the squire,
Okay.
which allows you to hold an item or weapon in a interdimensional pocket, and you can invoke the
What
ring to
Anscombe
summon
does.
it. Yeah.
Is it attunement?
Hold on. I don't know off the top of my head. What the heck? It's gone.
Ah.
No, it is not.
Oh, Lorna
Attunement.
salivates a little bit and she says, "Can I have this? I know it has an M on it. It's called up, but you can hide your weapons so easily." And I'm shit fuck out of luck without my
Holna looks
staff.
at you and just raises an eyebrow and says, "Yeah, go ahead."
And claps her little hands together because she remembers being on the train and having to pull out the staff from the bag and how much of a pain in the ass that was.
So add a custom item, Ring of the Squire.
Okay. It doesn't, it's not in there?
It's gone. I don't know where it's gone. It just is no longer
Okay.
there. So it doesn't matter. Just take the account.
It's here. I see it right. Ring of the Squire.
Okay.
Well, I'm adding it.
I don't know why it didn't show up when I looked for it. Probably the same with the many.
Okay. Cool. So after she
That's all the magic items, I think.
everybody took a magic item except the extraneous +1 weapons. Does anyone want one on standby, or are we just going to sell these in bulk to Hawthorne and Hex?
I think all our stuff is better than that at this point.
Pretty much.
Unless, you want to keep them in the house.
She looks at Skolna.
Skolna looks at them and then she does say, "It feels a little weird that the first thing we do when we get the place is loot it."
Do you want to just put them back where they were?
She nods.
I think we can afford not to sell them,
We're not going to get we're not getting the full value from them anyway. From him, from Hex. Or Hawthorne,
That's
I bet.
totally fine with me. We can just put them right back. Everything else is going to get its use out of it.
Skolma nods. And then she takes a deep breath and she looks at Norre.
I think it's time.
Is it about that time then? All right. Norre begins the process of setting up for legend lore. Excuse
Bless
me.
you.
Thank you.
Dusty room. Still not perfectly clean.
Indeed. So the ritual takes 10 minutes to begin. A whole bunch of incense is lit, and then Norre holds out her hand for the wedding ring. As she takes it, she sets it on these ivory strips, and as soon as it's there, she pulls the lyre off of her back and begins to slowly play the melody of legend lore. She then says aloud, "Everyone who wishes to see this vision, be in the room with me. Everyone else, find somewhere else to be." No one moves.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone is curious. Seeing that, Norre just tilts her head and says, "Very well."
Lorna will plop next to Skolna and take her hand for the process.
It is sudden and odd, almost immediately so, as you are pulled into this vision. That's the wrong one. Of course I would ruin the immersion immediately. There we go. The first thing all of you see is brass being poured into this thick stone mold. The hot, molten core of the metal hardening is the first moment that the world sees this object as the wedding ring for the legend lore. You then see it being stretched and pushed to fit around the finger of a human man. It's you haven't actually seen this person before, but you do recall the couple instances of his face you can see in the vision. It is not... hold on, I'm trying to pull up a certain thing. Okay. It is not immediately apparent who he is, but based on the image that you saw in the file Skolna received, you believe this is Shander Mykex.
Mm-hmm.
He's having the ring forged. You see in the vision, Shander is looking closely at the ring. It held between his fingertips. You see that Shander Mykex is a fairly handsome human, but not overly. Distinctively, his eyes are sharp, violet, and narrow. But they show the signs of a man who's not afraid to smile. He wears a short, neat goatee and hair pulled into a low ponytail that divine his face. And he's wearing a uniform. Roll a history check.
Sure.
It's not a hard DC.
13?
DC was 10. He's wearing the uniform of Nosian cavalry.
They do like their horses.
They do indeed. The next view you see is of the ring sliding into a soft velvet pouch where it clatters against another ring. Waiting. It seems as though time passes outside the pouch for a while, and then it is brought back out into the opening during a ceremony. The ceremony is beautiful, but it's difficult to see from the perspective around this ring. There's a flurry of feathers, the smells of honey, white upon purple upon yellow, in bright flashes with dancing and fast movement and laughter and joy and just an atmosphere of happiness. You see a woman is visible as she takes the ring from the pouch, an attractive, slender, high half-elf that places the ring on Shander Mykex's finger as they vow to protect each other in life and death. You learn the woman's name is Melinda Hullins during the ceremony. Though, it becomes Melinda or Linda Mykex by the end of this particular ritual. The two settle, and you do see the view of Mykex Manor around it. You recognize the colors, you recognize the furniture and the very distinct theme of Mykex Manor as the two settle. And you see that Linda Mykex is clearly a talented artist who uses a room that you have never seen before to create works of art as she paints. You see a room that looks like it's a large art gallery room where huge oil canvases are being made, and she spends a lot of time in there from what it looks like. The ring, however, from its perspective, you learn Shander Mykex is clearly a military officer of the Nosian army. He trains other men to ride horses, and though the legend lore is quickly accelerating everything, you still get in the context that it's apparent he speaks authoritatively. He's a master planner, and he holds the rank of captain, and his opinion is clearly highly valued. He commands his forces expertly as they handle incursions from Sahuagin and Marrow along the Strife March. the northern coast of Nosvidania. You are also aware from the perspective of the ring that his campaigns are keeping him away from home for long stretches of time, as his talents are clearly prized among the Nosian army. His returns home, from the perspective of the ring, are concerning. You get the impression that his son, his firstborn, is 2, maybe 3 years old. And Skolna is even younger, like 1.5. And his youngest is only just born when, through the ring's perspective, he notices that Linda is relying on Hayes for her art. Her artworks are becoming more and more extravagant, but she's relying upon the drug for inspiration, and that scares him, as his children are being tended to by the servants instead of by Linda, who's spending all of her time in the art room. The next campaign was the longest, and he returned with honors, only to meet Carcerix outside his home. From the ring's perspective, Shander is investigating Carcerix. Hold on a minute. He learns of a deal. Learns that Mykex household is Carcerix's. For now. Shander swears on his life that he will restore his family's honor, and he searches for Linda and the rest of his family, directed to the slums by Carcerix as to where he could find them. He finds them in a slum shack where Raykor, his eldest son, and a tiefling, is 4 years old, and Skolna is 3, whereas his youngest, Telna, is only 2. Linda is trying to paint in the slum shack, but she is far too reliant on Hayes. Seeing her broken and twitching for the drug breaks Shander's heart. And he pulls Linda into the one bedroom in the slums, and from the ring's perspective, you hear Shander say, "We can leave tonight. We have to. I know what he's doing. I know what he's been doing. I know what he's promised you." And then you hear Linda say, "I can't. We can't. He always finds out. I need the visions. I can't make anything without them. If I could just..." Shander interrupts her to say, "I know. I don't know what he's done, but I know we can get you and the kids out on the road. Away from this. The cavalry have the means. I can order..." And he's cut off as the oil lamp in the slum room clearly flickers, even though all you can see from the vision is Linda's thin, weak shoulder and arm in Shander's grip as he reaches out to hold her. And you hear Carcerix's voice. "You should have come to me first, Captain." Shander: "Why? I don't have to answer to you." "Of course. A man of the army demands respect. A man of power. Authority. At least some from a whore baron. How dare you invade our home?" "Oh, didn't she tell you? This is mine. All of this is mine. She is simply using what I let her." "How dare you? I would see you strung up for this behavior, Baron. You know you cannot harm a citizen, or Archatari will..." "Will what, Captain? Send his worthless little sheriff after me? They wouldn't find their prick were it not attached." "The sheriff has the authority to end you, sir, and I have the evidence to prove it worthwhile." "Oh, what a shame. I hate for these little meetings to get rocky." "What are you..." The vision turns as the ring is forced away from Linda, who is shaking as she backs against the wall. Sorry. The sound of gasping comes from Linda, but the ring turns as it is clearly clutched around Shander's neck. Carcerix is in view, hand raised, with a tired look on his face. Carcerix's voice next comes sharp and commanding, where it otherwise tries to sound smooth and subtle. Linda, my dear, you will remember telling your sweet Shander Mykex that his campaign would be much too far and dangerous to bring your own young, developing children. You will not remember the look on his face as he wrings his own neck. You will remember his furious response to you, the casting aside of your vows as he claims he devotes his life to his campaign. He left you to finish his work on the coast. The sound of bones cracking fills the air around the ring. The ring's perspective changes, suddenly staring at the floor. Go on then, Linda. Go tell your children their father abandoned them for his career. Tell them there's no help for you. The sound of the door opening and shuffling feet followed before the door is shut once more. I do hate such a waste of food. The ring is now on the floor, looking up at Carcerix's face, smug, with derision in his eyes. The vision shows as he plucks the ring from Shander's cold hand, and the view briefly shows Shander Mykex dead on the floor of the Slum Shack's bedroom, his neck black and twisted, as his hand was still wrapped tight around it. To dispose of this, please, Lockins, and be quick. The vision of the ring changes to the inside of Carcerix's coat. The dark confines are occasionally punctuated with the sounds of pleading, or the sounds of pleasure or sex, or the sounds of inane conversation, and many, many times, the sounds of crying. Eventually, the vision around the ring changes as Carcerix himself withdrew the ring from the inside pocket, a look of surprise on his face. Ah, well, frankly, I forgot I had this.
Oh, it's a wedding band. Is that your wager?
Would you take it for a 50 gold stake?
You did not even know you had it. 25, clearly. It holds little value to you.
That'll do. The ring is covered briefly by cards as the game is clearly being played until it is collected by one hand and then passed to another, and then suddenly a woman with black hair and dark eyes. She looks into the ring, inspecting it intently, but finds it disappointingly unadorned. The vision shows the inside of a pouch once more, and time passes until it is set on an enchantment's table, adorned with herbs, essence, ivory, and wax. The woman is clearly casting a spell upon it, her eyes flaring with blue light as she waits. Eventually, she plucks the ring from the table, the vision showing her stride out of doors quickly and into the rain. Excuse me, Sheriff Killian. Aye. Oh, Miss Gamble, what can I do for you? This ring, it shows some troubling history to it. I believe it holds secrets of Baron Menigdala. Oh? Secrets of what sort, Miss Gamble? Violent sort. The taking of will from, Linda Mykex, the mortal. That's a serious accusation, Miss Gamble. I know, I performed a lore upon it, Sheriff. I know what I say to be true. All right. Give it here. I'll bring it to the table. The vision shows the ring pass from her hand to the black leather gloves of the sheriff. Do your best to keep it out of your mind. I'll see it's taken care of. Thank you, Sheriff. Good day, Miss Gamble. Time passes. The ring is enclosed in a pocket of black leather. From outside, you hear, My Lord Menigdala, a word. Oh? What is it, North? This has come into my possession. I understand it has a history about it. Oh, does it? So I hear. I can hardly keep things quiet if trinkets of your trade are found out and about, can I? You are correct, Sheriff. Apologies. Take it. Put it where Achatari won't stumble across it. And be aware, Beatrice Gamble knows its history. Curses.
All right. I appreciate your forthrightness, Sheriff. I will certainly put it where it will be forgotten by all.
The ring passes from hand to hand. It remains in the dark for a long while until it finally sees the light within Mykex Manor, as it is set on a jewelry stand in a bedroom. The last vision it sees before the oil lamps extinguish is Carcerix's bitter, scowling face as he sets it on the stand. Hardly worth the trouble. And then darkness for a long time, until the lights return and Lorna and Skolna's face appear over it, having pulled it from the drawer. And that's the legend lore. So, Nori finishes the vision.
I think Skolna would look immediately at Skolna to kind of see what she's feeling or thinking.
Roll an insight check.
I'll do my best. Come on, natural 20. 23.
Skolna is wide-eyed and staring not at Nore, just kind of in the middle space where the vision was. You see that there are streaks of tears falling down her cheeks.
Yeah.
She's holding it together, but it's clear that she is emotional right now.
Mm-hmm. I think Lorna would loop an arm around her shoulder and pull her into a hug and just say, "Your dad didn't want to leave you."
She nods very slowly and then settles into the hug. You can feel she's on the verge of trembling.
We saw in the vision that your mother had an art room. Maybe it's in the house and we just didn't find it.
After a long pause, Skolna nods, and she says, "There must be hidden passages or a hidden door or something."
We can look for it. But what do you want to do with this information?
I want to kill Manigala again. I want to tell my dad that I'm sorry that I didn't trust him.
You were so young.
I believed what my mom said.
She didn't know the truth either. She was convinced.
I want to talk to him.
We can try. I'm not immediately sure how, but we can figure something out. Maybe we can find him.
Maybe Burke would know.
Burke? How to talk to him?
He's dead. Burke's a holy guy, isn't he?
Is Burke here?
No, he's not in the room.
Is he in the house? I don't remember last time we addressed where Burke was. Is he in a hotel? Is he staying with us?
He's still at the inn that you took a room out of.
Oh, shit, that's far away. I could send him a message and tell him to meet us here, and maybe we can try to find your dad.
Maybe. I need to calm down.
Okay.
I need a distraction. Let's try and find a room.
Yeah, we could look for her room.
Skolna wipes her face. As she stands, Lilith says, "If it's any consolation, I think you're great. Skolna just looks at Lilith. And eventually, Skolna says, it helps.
It's also true.
She wipes her face again as she's sniffling and then starts searching.
Mm-hmm.
As Skolna's investigating, do you join her or do you do something else?
Can I ask a clarifying question just to
Yeah.
make sure I understand everything?
Sure.
First, did you say that Skolna's mother was a half high elf?
Yeah.
I thought she was a tiefling. Did I get that wrong?
She's not a tiefling.
But didn't Skolna say she was a tiefling?
She is not one.
I'm
Or
just
at
trying
least
to,
from
like,
the vision, she doesn't look like a tiefling.
that's and surprised by that.
I think Skolna's
Didn't
surprised
address
by a lot of things right now.
Well, okay, so I think as they're kind of getting up to go look, I think Lorna would kind of be like, if this is like an inappropriate time for me to ask, just tell me to stop talking. But you told me your mom was a tiefling.
There's a long pause. She was.
Not when she was married.
You see Skolna grits her teeth. Are you... He turned her into a tiefling because he couldn't drink from me or my brother.
Oh. I see. I understand. Can I inside check her?
Oh, you don't need to. She's angry. She's trying to distract herself, but she is an emotional dumpster fire right now.
Yep. Okay. Lorna says, cool. Yep. Thank you for... Let's keep looking.
How do you assist Skolna in this investigation?
By investigating.
Please describe to me how Lorna investigates.
So she did a solid sweep of the house when they first got there looking for magical things. So she's assuming that it's probably not a magically hidden.
Okay.
So she's going to start with the bedrooms, or the upstairs in particular, like the master, we'll say, and she's going to search walls, things that could hide, like paintings or maybe like bookshelves.
Sure. Roll investigation.
Okay. Investigation. Math is hard. 22.
You are convinced there are no hidden passages in the bedrooms.
The hallway.
The upstairs hallway?
Yeah.
Okay. Roll investigation.
And she's doing the same thing. She's kind of like, she'll even be hands and knees, like looking at the molding on the floor to see if there's like a
Sure.
open. 18.
You don't think there's any hidden doors or nooks in the upstairs hallway?
Is there a window in the hallway that leads out, like shows the outside?
No.
Should you go to a room that has a window?
Yeah, you can. The bedrooms have windows. The study has a window. The library has a window.
The closest one. She wants to look. And is there anything like, is besides like grounds of the estate? Is there like fixtures, like a shed or something?
No. There's no like exterior buildings. Not really. In fact, as you're looking out the window, your passive investigation is good enough. where you're looking out the window, you should see some roof over, like, the dining hall, but you don't. The teleportation room should be right below you, and it is not. The outside of this building does not match the inside. Which
So even
is
looking
not
outside
that...
wouldn't help.
No, that's not that unusual for very expensive places. A lot of buildings are bigger on the inside than on the outside. That's pretty normal for a wealthy estate.
Mm-hmm. Okay. She's going to go to the main foyer
Okay?
and look for
Roll investigation.
doors.
Hold on. Let me pull up the
Another
foyer.
18.
18. Okay. As you are in the main foyer and you are like investigating the edges of the walls and the door, like the door that leads to the dining hall and then the door that leads to the kitchen, you find there is something odd about the wall that is beneath the stairs, which is immediately right next to you. There is clearly, well, it's not clear at all. It's actually very hard to see. But there is a hairline seam at the back where the structure of the stairs meets the wall of the foyer.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And there's no
She's
magic.
Yeah, okay. She's gonna call out, Skullna, I think I found something.
Almost immediately, she is next to you and is like, what? What'd you find?
I think there's a door here, but I'm worried it might be trapped. Could you take a look at it?
Skolna crouches down and investigates. As she does, this is a door. If it's trapped, I can't tell.
Risk it?
I guess so.
I mean, how bad could it hurt? Does she see like an opening mechanism, like a handle?
It literally looks like a almost seamless rectangle in the wood.
So, my car has a gas cap that when you push on it, can she try that? Just
you push on it.
Yeah.
As you put your weight on it, you feel it give slightly, and then as it does, it seems like it's almost on like a hinged bracket or something, and it slides in and then like into the wall like a pocket door, and you find yourself looking into. There's no trap. Nothing goes off.
Yeah. Right.
You are immediately looking into the entry to a long passage that seems to run along behind this area, which doesn't make sense because immediately to the right and left should be the dining hall and the kitchen. It is clearly magic. But this is what you're looking into.
Ooh, I knew they had servants' passage. Okay.
Congratulations, you have found the Mykex back rooms.
The back rooms.
Yes.
There's gonna be weird creatures back here. All right. This is a good start. I don't know why an artistic studio would need to be hidden, but we didn't find it open, so maybe it's back here.
As you like this conversation is happening, the rest of the party like appears around nearby. And Anscombe's like, how did you find that?
It was not on the first try. I started upstairs, so clearly.
Okay.
It took a minute.
This place is way bigger on the inside.
Yeah.
He's looking in the passage around you.
I mean, we went to the Marigold Academy. Is that really this surprising that we're finding more places that make sense inside?
And Lois just shrugs and says, no, that makes perfect sense, honestly.
Lorna leads the way.
Okay. There is a number of doors. Hold on. There are basically 7 doors with it throughout this passage that there's more than that. There's a door that you're pretty sure leads to the dining hall and a door that you're pretty sure leads to the kitchen. But there are 7 doors on the other side of the hall that you have no idea what those could go to. Because physically they should be out to the outside.
Let's start with the closest one.
The one right in front of you? Okay. It is an art studio.
Well, shit.
As you look in this room, you see it is a large room with a whole lot of paints that have long since fully hardened over. As you're looking in and the rest of your party all kind of gather around, you do see there is a painting that's nearly finished on an easel that has clearly been sitting for a while. And you recognize the faces on the painting.
Oh, is that them?
That is them.
Oh, no. I mean, well, yay. Skulna gets to have it.
Yeah, it is a big painting. And as Skulna's looking at it, she runs her fingers over the faces of the two of them. They look so much... They look happy.
They were happy.
She picks up the painting and tucks it under her arm.
Yeah, that should come out of here, I think.
She nods. You definitely see the resemblance on Skulna's face between the two of them, even though she's a tiefling with bright purple skin.
Yeah.
There is almost like a hue, as if her hair was just saturated, but could have been auburn like her mother's.
I think after Skulna takes it, she'll her and say, maybe trying to find him. But we did talk about your dad maybe having a patron, and you talking to that patron. They might be able to give you some information.
Skulna nods.
I think we know who it is, but if it isn't the person we think it is, then we can try someone else.
Let's see what else is back here first.
Sure.
One step at a time.
Mm-hmm.
She's like clutching this painting, and you can catch her looking at it every so often. I wish she never looked like that. She never looked like that when I knew her.
You wish that she never looked like... Lorna will point to the painting.
I wish that she never gave in.
Right.
As Skulna turns, she basically leaves the art studio. Whereas the rest of the party is kind of looking around, and Nori is like, "This room is amazing. That easel lights up behind your art. You can see exactly what you're doing."
It's definitely a professional's room.
Rich people. Mine else. Do you leave the room?
Is there any other, like, artwork?
There's lots of artwork that's incomplete.
Sure.
Most of them are not as clean or clearly visioned as that painting. Most of them show a lot of signs of abstractness and
Sure.
it's clear the artist was not thinking clearly.
Affected, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, if nothing stands out, she'll leave after Skolna.
Okay. Then we go back to the passage. There is a door immediately to the left and a door immediately to the right. And then 2 more doors beyond that on each side. So, which one are you going to next?
The next closest one.
Left or right?
Left.
Okay. The one to the left opens up to the atrium.
Atrium.
You
Ooh.
look into a very untended, very overgrown,
It's reclaimed.
basically greenhouse. This is definitely not visible from the outside. You would have absolutely seen this, but it is just not there if you're outside the building. Immediately as you enter, you immediately recognize spell components, herbs that are useful for magic in many places. You see that there are some plants like Garismo, which is this really uncommon herb that's basically a spell component for all sorts of divination magic. It seems as though, aside from vegetables and other herbs and spices growing in here, some magic components were grown here as well.
I feel like we need to get this place up and running again.
I feel like that was the plan, wasn't it?
Yes, but I didn't know that there was this.
Okay.
You know, Adora was really interested in plants.
Oh, yeah? Is that why?
And
Dahlia?
is that why? Well, you'd have to ask my dad about that. I'm assuming he did that because she liked plants. And she taught him some stuff too. I was actually, if this isn't a weird ask, Skolna, after we go back to Farum and take care of Fionn, I don't think it'll be a good idea just to send my dad back to our home in Ceres. Do you think we might be able to stash him here?
Stolen shrugs.
This place
Okay.
doesn't even feel like mine. So, sure, I don't care.
We'll make it ours. New life.
Yeah, that's fine.
It'll give him something to do. He can tidy up the place while we're gone.
That might actually be useful, is to, like, put him in charge of staff to get the place cleaned up.
He's pretty experienced with that. You know, we could give him the hat of disguise that Lilith's been carrying around so that he could
Hey,
go out.
he can get his own.
Well, okay, fine. We can buy him. I'm sure we can afford one. Okay, fine. We'll
Wow,
give
you're
him the hat
such a
of
fucking
disguise.
pushover. I was kidding. Yeah, we can give it to him.
I was like, I don't like it when people are mad at me.
I feel like you should have
Head in
gotten
real
used
life.
to this shit by now.
Oh, you're starting to be nice to me, Lilith.
This is me being nice to you. I'm fucking with you.
Oh no. Oh. Okay, well, in any event, maybe he could, so we don't blow his cover if he goes out and about. Maybe he can just be like, I bought this manor. It's mine now. I'm getting it back up to snuff.
There's like a pause,
like a
and
good
then
idea.
Skolna says,
I don't want to ever let this place go into somebody else's hands, even for an excuse.
Okay, that's fine too.
Now that I know that my dad was trying to save us, it means a lot more that I keep this place.
I get it.
I wish I'd have known him. Let's move on.
and she again wipes her face and then leaves the atrium.
Tough couple of days for Skolna.
Yeah, she's going through it. There's one more door at the end of this hall on the left. as you
She'll do that
go
next door.
to it, it is a washroom.
Ooh.
There is a lot of laundry, clearly, like, in the midst that was being used. And as you enter the room, the wash basins immediately start to fill with warm water.
Fuck yeah. This is such a cool house.
Is this what who's rich, like, it just does this by itself?
Did Lorna's house do that where she was growing up?
Well,
Or was
no,
it,
but it's also,
because
like,
this house is better than hers.
Lorna's house growing up was very much, like, had real plumbing and a whole lot of, like, artificery going on, like the
It was
engineering.
new age.
Yeah, it was like, look, you can turn these valves and you can control the exact
It
temperature.
didn't need
and
magic.
exactly. Whereas this place
It was
is
Parisian.
very Parisian. Whereas this place is very Notion. It's very magic. So your place growing up had, like, these amenities, but they didn't turn on by themselves.
Right. Lorna would just be like, yeah, they could do that, but you had to turn the nozzle yourself. So I guess yours is better in that respect.
Ours is better.
It just does it. Ours is better. This place is the best.
Just needs cleaning up.
That's
And
right.
she, like, sets the painting down near the door and goes to the sink. And as she does, there's no handle on the sink, but as she sits in front of it, water begins to flow out of it.
Is it like when you go into a bathroom with an automatic faucet? You put your hands under, it doesn't start. You pull them away, it starts. God damn it.
Well, it's just on, so it's not as frustrating.
Oh, good.
Also, there's no drain in the bottom of the sink. The water
Okay.
just goes down and doesn't seem to fill all the way. And Skulna, like, is, like, washing her face, like, clearly trying to basically get a hold of herself.
Yeah.
And your party kind of is looking around the room. And the big wash basins clearly double as, like, big bathtubs. And they also don't have drains.
Sure.
Uh,
Magic.
Yeah, it's all magic. It's like, as you're seeing all these magical effects that are just permanently enchanted in these places, part of you is like, man, they made a lot of money just enchanting this tub to fill with water and then go away. And then you think that would be an easy enchantment to place, just easy money.
I was like, I should just be a magic plumber.
Literally,
Why am I
like, you should
working?
just get into construction. But as that
All
happens,
right, guys, I'm quitting.
as Skolno, like, washes off her face and then picks the painting up, she just says, "It smells like fresh spring water, but it's like, that can't be."
Why not? It's magic.
She just shrugs and walks out of the washroom. So you've seen all the 3 doors that are on the left, and then there's 4, like, the middle one, and then 3 more on the right. So
Middle one.
the middle one is the art room.
The right ones.
Yeah. Okay. So you go to the closest one on the right. That one is the music room.
Oh no. I hope the instruments are in better repair than the parlor, because Nori was devastated.
This room is filled with all sorts of ornate, expensive instruments. And as you look into it, Nore, like, you hear her behind you go, "What the fuck?" It is dusty, but everything looks to be in good maintenance, just needs to be tuned, likely.
I don't think we're ever going to see Nori again.
Yeah, probably not. However, as you do step into this room, it is clear. The piano, which is of course magical, slowly starts to play.
Oh.
And Nore,
Is it
like,
an identifiable song?
it's One Crimson Year.
Echo.
What?
That's fucked up.
Well,
After the trauma that Skulna has been through.
The problem is that song is very Nosian, and it's very popular. It's a parlor song that plays all over the place around here.
Okay.
So it's not like you don't suspect Carceric set it up.
It's not spite music. It's just
No,
unfortunate.
it's just popular. But as it's playing, Nore like looks in the room and she just says, "Nine Hells. I like this place. The acoustics in this room are amazing."
It'd be weird if they weren't.
You're right, it would be. And Skolna's looking around the room, nodding at all the very finely crafted instruments, and just says, "Have fun in here." And then she just leaves. Nore like longingly looks around the room but does step away.
Why didn't I know this last night?
Yeah, when the last person leaves the room, the piano stops playing. We go to the next door, which is a nursery.
Oh, my heart's gonna hurt, isn't it?
It's not as big as many of the other rooms that you found in this back passageway, but it is filled with stuffed animals, with soft colors and curtains. You see there's a big stack of like children's books on one of the tables, and there is this large overstuffed recliner in that corner of the room that's opposite a crib. Skolna stands in the room and she is like blinking. It's weird that I feel like I've been here.
You probably.
It's not for long, right?
Probably not.
She looks around the room and then walks up to the crib. And then she looks up at the curtain that like hangs over the crib that can be drawn. And as she does, she runs her fingers through it. Yeah. That's familiar. Smells like mistletoe.
Is that familiar?
She nods. I guess it says something that someone set this up, right? Like, they had to care. And then she turns and looks at you. Okay. No one said this was going to be hard. And then she walks out of the nursery.
Mm-hmm.
The next room is the children's room.
Oh, man.
And it is full of toys. The beds are neatly made and untouched. There's like a rocking horse and literally like just wooden weapons and blocks and stuffed toys all over the place in here. Though they do seem to be like fairly neatly put away. There is an innate chaos that it looks like whatever servants or whoever it was that last cleaned up in here could not quite get everything. But the 3 beds in the room are small. They look soft and comfortable, but they also look very pragmatic. The sheets and blankets are not as ornate or fine as what's in the guest bedrooms upstairs.
Sure.
You do recognize a lot of the linens. You saw a lot of the same stuff in the washroom. Skolna looks in this room. Nope. Don't know this one.
Why?
I don't know. It might just be in my head.
Maybe.
She picks up the little stuffed bear that's in the toy box and looks at it. And then she looks at you. And she holds the bear out to you.
She'll take it.
It smells of honey.
Oh.
Very strongly of honey.
She did.
Yeah. Skull in the size. I think there's one more door on this side. And she again wipes her face.
God damn it.
Yep. Goes to the last door. This one, as she opens it, is the servants' quarters. Lined with beds. It almost looks like a barracks sort of thing. But each bed is neatly made and kept. There's all sorts of storage and these huge cabinets that run the walls. It looks like a very well-stocked and highly furnished servants' quarters with wash basins by all the beds, and each of them don't start when you walk near them. It seems like that would likely be very annoying. You do see there is a simple brass handle on top of each wash basin. As Lilith looks around this, she goes, I know rooms like this. I spent all my fucking time in rooms like this. The servants were always the better company.
Yeah. Lorna just looks sad. At Lilith, like, Jesus. We're all traumatized.
Yep. Skonla looks around this room. It's not bad. I could sleep in here.
Yeah. Now at least we know there's enough beds for everybody in this house.
She nods. And Anscombe says, you gotta sleep in the master. Are you kidding me? It's your house.
Oh, I mean, obviously Skolnick gets the master. I'm talking about the rest of us peasants.
I know what you're saying, but she said she could sleep in here, and I don't think that's appropriate. And Skolna looks at him and says, but that bed is so squishy. And Anscombe says,
a squishy bed?
you get used to it. Trust me.
Good for your back.
It is. Or is it the other way around? Maybe firm is good for your back?
Maybe it depends on the person. We need a Tempur-Pedic.
And Tiara says, I'll straighten out your back if it's a problem. And Anscombe's like, oh. It's not what I meant, but you're right. And Skolna just looks at him and says, I like that. Okay. I didn't expect you to call me out like that right away.
We need to start expecting this.
Yeah. And Anscombe is the one who's not looking surprised this time, and he's like, she was so direct before. Why are you shocked?
It's true. That's our bad.
Skolna just... You finally see a little half smile creep onto her face, and she says, yeah, you should have known.
Skolna, where do you want to put that painting?
Well, I was gonna put it... She, looks at the closest servant's bed over where I'm sleeping. And Tier says, right, so in the master, because that's where you're sleeping.
In the master. Mm-hmm.
And Skolna just, looks at the painting that's... She's, holding it against her waist, and she looks down at it, leaning it away from her body, and she just says, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. That's probably where it was going to go anyways.
You're probably right.
You can take down that older couple, like your great somethings or others, because...
Yeah, who cares about them?
Yeah, they got prime real estate. Why do they need prime real
They're
estate?
dead as hell. And
For long.
they have been for a while, is what I meant. Not,
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. I've eaten my own foot.
Let's go.
And Skolna just, looks at him and just slowly shakes her head and then walks out of the servants' quarter.
Okay.
And as she does, Tier says,
Every
shit.
room. Yeah, where'd it go, smartass?
Look. You're right. And he just leaves.
That's the first time she hasn't fought him. He acknowledged his...
He fucked up. As you leave the servants' passage and you head out into the main foyer, you have explored Mykex Manor.
Fully this time.
There's a lot more to it than at first glance.
I think after they step out of the servants, like the hidden entrance, she'll just kind of look at the group and say, I feel like it says a lot about your parents' priorities that the kids' rooms were kind of tucked away, you know, hidden, like keeping you safe.
Yeah. Also that they actually looked comfortable.
Yeah.
No offense to the squishy bed, but...
And, like, she doesn't say anything else, and Anscombe says, no, I get it. Sleeping on hay can be real comfortable sometimes. You kind of get used to it.
We could get you a more suitable mattress for that bedroom. I think you can afford it.
That's so weird to me that money doesn't matter now. Like, it matters, but it doesn't matter.
Right, we can be a little more... Well, you know.
I guess we should start looking for staff.
And she winces as she says that.
We could let my dad take care of that when he gets here. You know, you don't have to do that.
She looks visibly relieved as she says, okay.
Yeah. Just let an old guy who's used to this kind of stuff do that for you.
If it's something I don't have to do or I don't have to tell other people what to do, that's great. So then, now we just wait until we can go?
Yeah. I assume I'll get a parchment from Parchment from Parch. A message from
I think
Perch.
it's a parchment is what you're trying to say.
Yeah. He'll let us know when we can step through, and then basically we're gonna...
I want you to know that when I see him, I'm going to say it's called a parchment now. And he's probably going to be annoyed.
He's not going to laugh. You know he's not going to
He never laughs, but you can kind of tell if his beard twitches, he thinks it's amusing.
Okay, I'm sure you're entitled to doing that. Do you know, I just had a thought.
Just one?
Before... It happens on random occasions. That vision that Legend Lore provided us mentioned an old sheriff of Achitaris who was made aware by some intelligent, wonderful woman, Beatrice Campbell, that there was bullshit going on with Carcerix ages ago, and this fucking sheriff just gave the ring back to Carcerix.
Yeah, that did happen.
So it's not really a surprise that nothing got done about him if the sheriff was in league with him or willing to look the other way. I wonder why or how it changed, because we met Reverie, right? The new sheriff.
Yeah.
I wonder what happened.
That's definitely not what... Reverie never showed up in the vision, so...
No. This all happened before she arrived.
So who the fuck was he? And why did he...
Do you think we should tell Achitari that this guy was a piece of shit?
I mean, if he's not the sheriff anymore, you got to assume that he got found out.
Maybe, or maybe he died in some way. I don't know.
Maybe Reverie knows. We could ask her.
Because that has a lot of implications, I think.
Skolna nods.
I'm going to go put this upstairs.
Okay.
You guys, I don't know, do whatever the fuck you want.
She goes up the stairs.
As, like,
well,
she goes up the
our
stairs.
lady of the house hath spoken.
As she goes up the stairs, Lorna laughs at Tyr's comment, but she says, do you want me to, like, send a message to Sheriff Reverie? I could invite her.
Skolna, like, looks over the stairs as she's climbing and just says, sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, we're waiting anyways.
as Skolna climbs the stairs to put the painting of her parents away. That is where we're going to call tonight's session.
Can I maybe send a message?
No, you can send it next session.
Oh, okay.
We've hit the 2-hour mark. And so, let me go ahead and pull up the splash. I want to thank you for playing with me tonight. I hope you had a good time. As we come to the end of the session, I want to thank you for playing with me. And to those of you who are at home or at work watching, hi Pen, hi Sleepy, hi Class, hi Emily, how else we love you all. And I wish you
Bye.
a good night.